Imagine waking up, not once, not twice, but 3 or even 4 times every single night because your bladder relentlessly demands your attention. You know the crushing frustration, the relentless cycle of interrupted sleep, and the heavy blanket of fatigue that smothers your entire next day, slowly but surely chipping away at your quality of life. For far too long, you might have been told that the only paths forward for an enlarged prostate involve a lifetime of prescription drugs with their unwelcome side effects or even daunting surgical procedures. But what if I told you there's a vital, often overlooked piece of information that could entirely change your perspective? What if a specific, incredibly powerful set of natural compounds could directly help your body support healthy prostate tissue and restore your urinary function, offering a profound sense of relief you might have thought was out of reach? This isn't just a hopeful whisper. It's a profound truth backed by decades of research. Yet it rarely makes its way to the men who desperately need it most. I am Dr. Catherine Rocker, and for the past 25 years, I've had the privilege of sitting with thousands of men just like you. Men who are utterly exhausted by the weak stream, the sudden, overwhelming urgency, and the quiet, persistent worry that something deeper is profoundly wrong. The good news, the truly transformative news, is that robust medical evidence, meticulously gathered and analyzed over many decades, clearly illuminates how certain, specific nutrients can powerfully combat the underlying inflammation-driving prostate growth, dramatically improve urinary flow, and fundamentally support overall male health and vitality. Yet, this life-changing science so often remains confined within the pages of obscure medical journals, inaccessible to those who stand to benefit most. That unforgivable oversight changes right here, right now, in this very video. Today, I'm going to unlock and reveal the 3 most powerful, science-backed natural nutrients you can begin using immediately to nourish and support your prostate health, naturally and effectively. I will meticulously explain exactly what these incredible compounds are, delve into precisely how they work their magic within your body, and critically, share the precise way to use them for the absolute best, most profound results. I'll even go a step further, sharing a remarkably simple yet highly effective method for integrating each one into your routine that can significantly enhance how quickly your body can put them to work. This knowledge isn't just information. It could be the definitive turning point, the long-awaited breakthrough your prostate health has been yearning for. If you are a man over 60, actively seeking real, natural, and sustainable solutions that truly make a difference, I urge you to consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications. We are committed to providing you with actionable, trustworthy advice that empowers you to take back control. And please let me know in the comments below if this is the kind of transformative information you've been searching for. A simple yes helps me understand what truly matters to you. The power of vitamin D for prostate health. Let's dive straight into the very first and arguably one of the most foundational vitamins that I wholeheartedly recommend to nearly every single patient who walks through my clinic doors. The scientific evidence supporting its profound role in prostate health is not merely compelling, it is absolutely rock solid and unequivocally established. This game-changing nutrient, often misunderstood and underestimated, is none other than vitamin D. I vividly recall Harold, a wonderfully spirited 68-year-old gentleman who first came to me utterly exhausted, his vibrant spirit overshadowed by a body running on fumes. He confessed to waking up a staggering 5 times every single night, compelled by the urgent call of his bladder. He had already navigated the labyrinth of standard prescription medications, only to be met with disorienting dizziness and a general feeling of unwellness, ultimately forcing him to discontinue them. Resigned, he had begun to believe that this constant nocturnal disruption was simply his new normal, a quiet, pervasive frustration he was destined to endure. This confession, tragically, is one I hear from hundreds of men in my practice year after year. They have, regrettably, come to accept the incessant bathroom trips, the frustratingly weak stream, and the draining fatigue as an unavoidable, even inevitable, part of aging. But I am here today with unwavering conviction to tell you It does not have to be that way. For Harold and for countless others, our therapeutic pivot wasn't towards a stronger, more complex pharmaceutical. Instead, it was a return to basics, a targeted effort to address a fundamental, yet often ignored, nutrient deficiency. And that critical nutrient was vitamin D. We, as a society, often severely underrate vitamin D, pigeonholing it merely as something beneficial for bone health. However, for your prostate, this incredible vitamin plays a far more critical, nuanced, and actively protective role. Optimizing your vitamin D levels can directly and profoundly translate into a noticeable reduction in those disruptive nighttime urges, a remarkably stronger urinary flow, and a significant palpable boost in your overall daily energy, mental clarity, and enduring vitality. The science underpinning these benefits is crystal clear and elegantly simple. Vitamin D acts as a powerful, sophisticated moderator within the prostate gland itself. It functions by actively suppressing the cellular inflammation and the overzealous proliferation of cells, the very processes that cause the gland to swell and enlarge in the first place. Think of it as a calming, restorative presence in an irritated environment. It effectively lowers the production of inflammatory compounds that can irritate your urinary tract and, crucially, promotes a healthy process where old cells naturally die off and are replaced as they should be. This vital cellular turnover helps to reduce the enlarged, hyperplastic tissue that so often presses uncomfortably on your urethra, leading to all those frustrating symptoms. The pervasive challenge, especially as we age, is that our skin becomes significantly less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight. Consequently, a vast number of men become deficient without ever realizing the silent impact it's having on their bodies. This unaddressed deficiency, unfortunately, creates a perfect, fertile environment for prostate inflammation to silently thrive. For Harold, our journey began with a simple, yet revealing, blood test that unequivocally confirmed a significant vitamin D deficiency. We then embarked on a carefully tailored regimen of high-quality vitamin D3 supplementation, precisely matched to his unique physiological needs. Within a mere 2 months, Harold reported a monumental victory. He was consistently sleeping through the night on most evenings, but the transformation extended far beyond just better sleep. The heavy cloud of fatigue that had shadowed his days dramatically lifted. He regained the vibrant energy to once again enjoy a round of golf, no longer needing to constantly calculate his proximity to the nearest bathroom, a freedom he hadn't experienced in years. Correcting your vitamin D levels is refreshingly straightforward, offering several accessible pathways. Your first and most natural option is sensible, unprotected sun exposure. Aim for approximately 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun exposure on your arms and legs a few times a week, allowing your body to naturally produce this vital nutrient. You can also find vitamin D in certain foods. Fatty fish like salmon and mackerel are excellent sources, as are egg yolks and fortified milks. However, for most men, particularly during the dimmer winter months or for those with limited sun exposure, a high-quality supplement often proves to be the most reliable and efficient way to ensure you receive a truly therapeutic dose. I almost exclusively recommend vitamin D3 cholecalciferol because it is the exact form your body most effectively recognizes, absorbs, and utilizes. The paramount key, however, is to have your current vitamin D levels tested first. This personalized assessment empowers us to accurately determine and tailor your ideal dosage, ensuring you reap the consistent benefits of proper supplementation while safely avoiding extremely high levels that could result from oversupplementation. Optimizing your vitamin D creates an incredibly powerful and fundamental foundation for prostate health. Zinc, the essential partner for male vitality. While optimizing vitamin D creates a robust foundation for prostate health, its efficacy is amplified exponentially when paired with its crucial partner, a mineral that is unequivocally essential for everything from prostate fluid production to critical hormonal balance. This indispensable ally is zinc, and the extensive benefits it offers for both urinary function and overall male vitality are simply too significant, too profound to overlook. Let's delve into its remarkable power next. Allow me to introduce you to Mark, a remarkably fit 72-year-old who diligently maintained a healthy diet and committed to daily walks. He sought my consultation, not due to the typical disruptive urinary symptoms, but rather a persistent concern about his dwindling energy levels and an unsettling feeling that his overall vitality was slowly, imperceptibly declining. He described it poignantly as a slow leak of his get up and go. During our conversation, he casually, almost dismissively, mentioned a slight, subtle change in his sense of taste and an observation that small nicks and cuts seemed to take noticeably longer to heal than before. These seemingly minor details are precisely the subtle, yet powerful clues I've learned to listen for intently over decades of practice. Mark, much like many accomplished men I encounter, was deeply frustrated. He felt he was doing everything right, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, making conscious choices, yet his body wasn't responding with the vigor and resilience he expected. This disconnect often fosters a unique, quiet sense of disappointment and resignation. The underlying issue, the often missing piece of the puzzle that most doctors rarely consider discussing in the comprehensive context of prostate and overall male health, was a deficiency in zinc. We frequently pigeonhole zinc as merely a mineral for immune support, something you might reach for at the first sign of a cold. However, for a man's body, and most profoundly for the prostate, its role is far more fundamental and deeply integrated into core physiological processes. Zinc acts as a crucial cofactor in over 300 enzymatic reactions throughout the body, but what's truly remarkable is its exceptionally high concentration within the prostate gland, higher than in any other organ in the entire body. This extraordinary concentration is no mere coincidence. It underscores its critical importance. Zinc is absolutely essential for maintaining robust cellular health, precisely regulating hormone metabolism, including testosterone pathways, and providing powerful antioxidant protection right where you need it most. Without a sufficient supply of zinc, prostate cells become significantly more vulnerable to the insidious effects of inflammation and cellular damage. This vulnerability can directly contribute to the uncontrolled cellular overgrowth that leads to the gland's swelling, which in turn places uncomfortable pressure on the urethra, culminating in that weaker urinary stream and the frustratingly frequent urge to urinate. Furthermore, the impacts of low zinc extend far beyond the bathroom. It can profoundly affect testosterone metabolism, significantly dampen energy production, and even erode a man's psychological sense of well-being and confidence. The truly encouraging news is that addressing a zinc deficiency is often remarkably straightforward and yields quick, noticeable results. My primary recommendation always begins with a careful examination of your diet. Nature offers wonderful, abundant sources of zinc. Pumpkin seeds, for instance, are an excellent choice. A handful as a daily snack can become a remarkably beneficial habit. Moderate amounts of red meat, lentils, and shellfish like oysters are also superb natural contributors. For many men, simply and consciously incorporating more of these zinc-rich foods into their daily meals can instigate a measurable positive difference. However, if dietary adjustments alone prove insufficient, or if a blood test unequivocally confirms a deficiency, a high-quality zinc supplement can effectively bridge the nutritional gap. I frequently recommend a bioavailable form such as zinc picolinate or gluconate for optimal absorption. It is, of course, always wise and highly advisable to discuss the appropriate dosage with your healthcare provider to ensure it aligns perfectly with your individual needs and existing health profile. In my extensive clinical experience, restoring optimal zinc levels represents one of the easiest, most natural, and profoundly effective ways to bolster foundational health. Men like Mark return for follow-up visits, often reporting far more than just an improvement in their urinary function. They speak of a palpable increase in sustained energy throughout the day, a deeply renewed sense of vitality, and that immensely satisfying feeling of their body once again working with them rather than against them. This process is generally incredibly well tolerated and safe when approached sensibly and, most importantly, under proper medical guidance. Now, while zinc provides incredible foundational support, our next vital nutrient operates on a completely different yet equally critical front. Vitamin B12, the missing link for energy and nerve health. Now, while both vitamin D and zinc provide incredible foundational support for prostate health and overall male vitality, our next vital vitamin operates on a completely different, yet equally indispensable and critical front. This powerhouse nutrient is absolutely essential for robust nerve health, for truly boosting your energy production to new heights, and even profoundly influences the intricate way your bladder communicates with your brain. I'm talking about vitamin B12, and for countless men over 60, it often proves to be the crucial, yet frequently overlooked, missing link in their health journey. Let's uncover its importance together. I distinctly recall Charles, a man of 70 years, once vibrant, who had become utterly convinced that his best days were definitively behind him. Beyond the familiar, nagging prostate concerns, he confided in me about a disconcerting, creeping numbness that had begun to take hold in his feet, a persistent and overwhelming lack of energy that even his morning coffee couldn't touch, and a deep-seated worry about profound changes in his sexual health. He had tragically resigned himself to believing these were separate, inevitable issues, unavoidable consequences of aging that he simply had to accept. In my practice, I encounter this heartbreaking pattern constantly, and it reveals one of the most frequently missed root causes of declining vitality and diminished quality of life in older men. Charles was, in fact, presenting a classic textbook case of vitamin B12 deficiency, a common yet often dangerously overlooked condition that significantly impacts a man's holistic health. Vitamin B12 is not just important, it is absolutely fundamental to your sustained daily energy, your cognitive clarity, and your entire neurological function. It diligently works behind the scenes in critical, complex ways that directly and profoundly impact both your prostate and your sexual health. This extraordinary vitamin is absolutely essential for maintaining the pristine health of your nerves. It meticulously preserves the crucial protective myelin sheath that envelops and insulates them, much like the vital coating on an electrical wire. This intricate preservation is paramount for the nerves that orchestrate your bladder function. When these nerves are healthy and fully functional, you experience significantly better control and fewer interruptions. Similarly, healthy, thriving nerves are the very bedrock, the fundamental prerequisite for a robust and satisfying sexual response. Furthermore, B12 plays a pivotal role in promoting the synthesis of nitric oxide, a miraculous molecule essential for dilating blood vessels, thereby facilitating the necessary unimpeded blood flow crucial for strong, healthy erections. It also robustly supports healthy cell division and turnover, which contributes directly to the overall integrity and health of prostate tissue itself. A deficiency in this vital nutrient, therefore, insidiously disrupts all these intricate and interconnected processes. The symptoms of a B12 deficiency can be deceptively subtle at first, yet cumulatively life-altering. You might begin to experience unexplained, pervasive fatigue that no amount of rest can cure, a disturbing tingling or numbness in your hands and feet that creeps up without warning, a persistent memory fog that clouds your thoughts, weakened urinary control that becomes increasingly frustrating, or unsettling changes in your sexual function. The significant challenge here is that your natural ability to absorb B12 from food often sharply declines with age, largely due to age-related changes in digestive health. This makes deficiency a surprisingly prevalent issue, one that even standard blood tests can sometimes tragically miss, failing to capture the full clinical picture. For Charles, we embarked on a simple yet remarkably effective two-part protocol. First, we strategically incorporated more B12-rich foods into his diet, such as eggs, fortified cereals, and nutritional yeast. However, given his pronounced and debilitating symptoms, we also initiated a course of targeted B12 injections to rapidly restore his levels, later transitioning him to a high-quality sublingual, under-the-tongue supplement for sustained maintenance. The results were nothing short of transformative. At his follow-up visit, not only had his PSA level decreased slightly, a truly encouraging sign of improved prostate health, but the persistent pelvic ache and uncomfortable pressure he had stoically lived with for years had significantly, wonderfully reduced. Objectively, his energy surged back with a vengeance. Subjectively, and perhaps most importantly, he genuinely felt like himself again. The oppressive cloud of brain fog lifted, revealing newfound mental clarity, and he reported a marked, profound improvement in both sensation and function, ultimately restoring his confidence and significantly enhancing his overall quality of life. Many patients naturally inquire if taking just one of these vitamins is enough, or what truly happens when you combine them. The answer, as you're about to discover, is where the real magic happens. The amplified power of combining these vitamins, a question that frequently arises in my practice and one that holds the key to truly unlocking profound and lasting change, is this. Is taking just one of these powerful vitamins enough, or what truly happens when you consciously combine them? The answer is not merely additive, it's exponential. These essential nutrients don't just individually contribute to your well-being, they powerfully amplify one another, initiating a remarkable ripple effect throughout your entire system. This synergy has the incredible potential to not just transform your prostate health, but to elevate your overall experience of vitality, energy, and zest for life. Let me illustrate this profound concept with a return to Mr. Harold, the gentleman we discussed earlier, whose life was once defined by severe nighttime urination. While meticulously correcting his vitamin D deficiency certainly provided a remarkable and welcome improvement in his symptoms, the truly complete turnaround, the moment his life genuinely transformed, occurred when we thoughtfully introduced therapeutic zinc and crucially addressed his previously borderline vitamin B12 levels. The key observation here was undeniable. His recovery didn't just progress, it accelerated dramatically, and the comprehensive benefits he experienced became significantly more stable, deeply rooted, and pervasive throughout his daily life. His sleep became consistently restorative, his energy surged to levels he hadn't known in years, and he finally felt a profound sense of robust, enduring health that had eluded him for decades. This profound synergy unfolds because each vitamin diligently completes a distinct yet interconnected piece of the complex physiological puzzle that is male health. Think of vitamin D as the master regulator of inflammation, working tirelessly to calm and restore balance to the irritated environment within the prostate gland. Then zinc steps in as the essential craftsman, meticulously enabling crucial cellular repair, optimizing hormone metabolism, and providing vital antioxidant defense precisely where it's needed most within the gland itself. Finally, vitamin B12 functions as the master electrician, meticulously ensuring that the delicate nerves controlling bladder function and the intricate vascular system supporting erectile health are firing optimally, communicating perfectly, and operating at peak efficiency. While each of these nutrients offers undeniable benefits when taken in isolation, together they forge a complete integrated support system. Each one strengthens and makes the other's job more effective, creating a harmonious symphony of healing within your body. I often like to conceptualize this powerful interplay as a sturdy, three-legged stool. All three legs, vitamin D, zinc, and B12, are absolutely required for stable, balanced, and comprehensive support. Remove just one leg, and the entire structure inevitably becomes wobbly, unstable, and ultimately ineffective. This synergistic, multi-pronged approach matters now more than ever because our bodies, particularly as we age, simultaneously face a multitude of complex challenges. We frequently contend with slowed nutrient absorption, persistently elevated inflammatory markers, and significantly longer cellular recovery times. Relying on a single nutrient fix in such an environment is akin to attempting to extinguish a roaring fire with a lone bucket of water. It might offer a fleeting moment of relief, but a comprehensive, multi-pronged attack is undeniably far more effective and lasting. True success, therefore, hinges upon unwavering consistency and precise balance. Consistently taking these vital nutrients in the right therapeutic amounts daily, integrating them seamlessly as a non-negotiable part of your routine, allows your body to truly enter a state of profound renewal and sustained healing. The expected outcomes of such a commitment are nothing short of comprehensive and deeply transformative. I have personally witnessed this same powerful transformation in countless men who wholeheartedly commit to this balanced, synergistic routine. Their stories are living, breathing proof that this integrated approach truly works, restoring not just physical health, but a renewed sense of purpose and confidence. Common mistakes that undermine your progress. Let me introduce you to Henry, a wonderfully determined man in his late 60s who recently sat in my office with a look of profound disappointment etched across his face. He believed he had done everything right, or at least everything he thought was right. He had diligently purchased a popular multivitamin from a well-known big box store and, with admirable consistency, took it most days with his breakfast. Yet, after a full 3 months, he felt no discernible difference whatsoever. His nightly, disruptive trips to the bathroom remained stubbornly unchanged, and his energy levels were still lagging far behind where he desperately wished them to be. With a sigh of resignation, he pushed the bottle across my desk and stated, "Doc, I wasted my money. I tried the vitamin thing and it just doesn't work for me." Henry's story, I assure you, is not an isolated incident. It is, in fact, incredibly, tragically common. The first critical error lies in ignoring the paramount importance of the quality and specific form of the nutrient. The precise chemical variant of a vitamin or mineral determines, with absolute certainty, how well your body can actually absorb, process, and ultimately utilize it. Cheap, synthetic versions, often found in discount stores or from dubious online brands, frequently employ inferior forms that your body simply struggles to process efficiently, rendering them largely ineffective. For instance, many generic B12 supplements contain cyanocobalamin. For numerous men, especially as they age, this form requires a complex, multi-step conversion process within the body to become active, a process that inherently becomes less efficient and robust over time. A far superior and significantly more effective choice is methylcobalamin, which is the biologically active form your nerves and cells can immediately recognize and utilize, bypassing the need for conversion. The same crucial principle applies to vitamin D. The D2 form, ergocalciferol, might be cheaper, but it is dramatically less effective than the D3 form, cholecalciferol, at genuinely raising your blood levels and providing therapeutic benefit. Even with zinc, certain synthetic forms may not possess the same level of bioavailability as carefully chosen, chelated forms.